All right, folks, you can get better by just watching replays on the PGA Tour on YouTube. So I just watched one from the 74 US Open at Winged Foot, commonly referred to as the Massacre at Winged Foot, won by Hale Irwin. I think the winning score was 7 over par. The rough was brutal. So the clip showed a couple things I think are interesting about golf that you, the amateur, can get better by embracing for your game. For the longest time, you could not take your caddy to the US Open. At the 74 US Open, they had to use a local caddy assigned to the player. So think about that compared to now. There's no reason for the caddy to use a yardage book because he's not familiar with the player. He's not familiar with the shots he likes to hit or the yardage he hits them or a whole bunch of ideas that are part of golf now, where if you really observe the player and the caddy, it's almost as if the caddy wants to say, give me the club, I want to hit it. Because there's so much discussion going on now where the player is getting validation from the caddy. You watch Jordan Spieth, for example, a lot of discussion with his caddy, a lot of validation, a meeting of the minds about yardages and wind direction and elevation changes and how far to hit it. I don't like that about the tour. It's as if the player now can't make up his own decision. Today's Sunday, the 29th of January. Jackie Burke Jr. turns 100 today. Now back in those days, the 30s and 40s and 50s, I remember Jackie Burke commenting to his instructions to the caddy. It was essentially stay off the green. Stand right by the edge of the green, clean up the ball, clean up the club face, hand me my ball, just stand right here. So there's a lot going on there. He didn't want the caddy to step through his line or another player's line or step on a ball inadvertently or move inadvertently when another player was playing a shot. Those were the instructions. Almost zero input by the caddy to the player about how to play the shot by the greatest players of that day and still the greatest players of this day. Jackie Burke Jr. won the 56 Masters, the 56 PGA. For a long, long stretch, he was one of only one players who won 4 tournaments in a row. I don't know when it was, but Vijay Singh won 9 tournaments in a year. I don't think he won 4 in a row. I know he didn't. He might have won 2 in a row, but not 4. So that's a very uncommon thing. That means you are dominating what's going on. Tiger Woods did that, I think, more than once. But my point is this. Hale Irwin won the 74 US Open at Winged Foot, and a young kid, probably a high school kid, was carrying his bag. And the kid has no influence other than he's carrying the bag and not doing something a caddy shouldn't do. So my point is this. You may shoot 100, a 90, a 80. Maybe you just want to win the club championship, the member, the member guest, the skins game on Saturday. You've got to figure out the game for yourself. And you could literally watch millions of minutes on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook from the bullpen, the players of the past. You can watch all kinds of Tiger Woods stuff. I can remember playing a Pro-Am down in Elko, Nevada quite a long time ago, and that was when Rocco and Tiger were having the US Open battle at Torrey Pines. And so we're playing on a Monday. It's the Monday playoff. And everybody kind of stopped to watch in the clubhouse what was going on. And Tiger had kind of a presence because he made so many cuts in a row. He won 53 of 55 tournaments when he had the 54-hole lead. We all know that long list of accomplishments. So Tiger kind of had a presence. He walked a certain way, wore a red shirt on Sunday. So we all stopped, watched this pot in the clubhouse, and I think that was to go to the 19th hole again another hole beyond 18. And I said to myself, I'm going to go out today and act like Tiger. I'm going to have a presence about me. And I shot a 63. I could have shot a 61. Really, I just played awesome. So that was a mindset that I took out on the golf course. If you listen to just Hale Irwin talking about golf and winning 3 U.S. Opens and winning 42 some odd tournaments on the Champions Tour and competition and who he played with, he'll teach you how to play golf if you've got your journal and you're taking notes. I'll guarantee you if you just watched Hale Irwin for a week or 2 weeks and wrote it all down, it'll take at least two to three shots off your golf game. Now that's way better than the geniuses on YouTube who don't play golf, who've won no tournaments, who have no trophies in their trophy case, telling you how to play golf better. They never won anything at all, but they want to entertain you with some nefarious idea that if you do X, Y, and Z, because I'm a genius, because I have a YouTube channel, and bada bing, bada ching, doesn't work that way. You've got to listen to those whom I call the 1%, the Warren Buffetts, the Peter Lynch in the investment world. Chuck Yeager, I think died last year. He was in the middle 90s. The greatest pilot who's ever lived on the planet, flown in more airplanes, in more situations. He knows more about flying and has forgot more about flying than anybody who has ever lived. So, you want to learn about flying, you listen to Chuck Yeager. So I'll guarantee you, ditch all this social media, entertainment, fluffy stuff, and listen to tour players with your journal, write down those phrases and gems of ideas, and I will guarantee you in the course of 1 year, you can take at least 5 shots off your scorecard and probably 3 to 5 shots off your handicap because you're listening to the right audience. The right audience is the right audience. The wrong audience is the wrong audience. So folks, right here in Boise, if you want to get your junior to be a national elite junior, come on to Boise. Been a golf pro 47 years, played in a major championship over 5 different decades. That's a lot of longevity. I won 5 different state opens. I've won a golf tournament in 11 different states, a meaningful golf tournament. So I'm not bragging, that's just my history. I'm saying that you've got to listen to somebody who's busted their knuckles on the game. That's what you want. Somebody who's had an experience with the game that represents, I know what I'm talking about because I've done X, Y, and Z. I didn't make up stuff. This is what I've actually done. So, you got a college kid that wants to play on the PGA Tour. I played on the PGA Tour, 650 rounds in PGA Tour sponsored events. Not a lot, but it's some. And I can help him think in a more appropriate manner about how to succeed on tour. When Tiger Woods first went on tour, Mark O'Mara kind of adopted him, had a nice influence on Tiger Woods when he came out. Many players have been a mentor to a young player coming on the tour. Raymond Floyd and Fred Couples, Ben Crenshaw, Jordan Spieth. It's just the way it works, folks. Just those casual conversations that are the truth about the game. So, get a hold of me, BoiseGolfHomes.com, info@BoiseGolfHomes.com. We can change your game. Let's spend the weekend together. You don't have to go to Florida or Texas or Arizona and pay $500 an hour. Don't need to do that. You can come right here to Boise. Booming Boise is a good place to come when the weather tidies up. So you can just improve your game with just a little better guidance from someone who has had a long-term contact with the game. We'll see you next time. A conversation from the lesson tee, the Mental Golf Whisperer, Jeff Thompson, right here in Boise.